What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to take this opportunity today while I'm staying in this beautiful hotel called the Shangri-La in London to film a little video about personal brand and why I think it's so important in today's age, especially when you've got an online business. I think over the past 5 to 10 years, there's been various gold rushes with online businesses. For instance, you had the crypto guys, you had the Forex guys, you then had info products, you've had marketing agencies, you've had e-com. Obviously, a lot of these are still very much alive and kicking today, but I believe the next cusp, the next gold rush could very much be personal brand. People like him and do it really, really well, where essentially what they've done is they've picked up a camera over the past 5-10 years and been building and essentially able to sell any product or service through their personal brand. For instance, Hormozy does it. As I said, Iman does it really well. There's loads of other examples of that, I'm sure. Now, whether they're selling a product or a service or an info product, the same thing that they have all in common is that they have a really strong personal brand. And it's something that I've really been trying to nail down over the past couple of years in particular, even doing this sort of thing, documenting my life, documenting my travel. I suppose a life that running my marketing agency has allowed me to achieve and live, and a life that I'm still striving to make sure has longevity, and so I can do what I want, when I want, every single day. So as I said, if you're an online business, I think it's really important that you put some effort and time into building your personal brand. And today this video is going to be a little bit about the advice that I'd give to you if you're watching this, about how you can go about doing that. So first things first, one of the things that I would say about building a successful personal brand is that you need to establish yourself as what I call an authority figure. So you need to pick the niche of wherever you're marketing yourself or your service. You need to be that guy, the go-to guy. Having a strong personal brand for me is not about like having a fancy logo or a fancy aesthetic or anything like that. For me, it's about who is that guy that I can call to get that job done. For me, what I've tried to position it around is the marketing guy. So if you go on my Instagram or my LinkedIn or anything like that, everything that I'm trying to relay on there is all about how I'm the marketing guy. So anything to do with websites, ads, SEO, apps, all encompassing 360-degree marketing. That's what I want people to come to me for. And even this week alone, I've probably had 3 organic leads just come through from people within my circle or within my network who want their businesses marketing now, whether that be SEO for their new businesses that they're launching. I had someone come to me who wanted some AI integration for their accounting software that they're building. The opportunity to really end this as soon as you start establish yourself as that authority figure. So you may be thinking to yourself, well, how do I establish myself as that authority figure, this phrase that I keep using? And I think for me, that's essentially being a person who knows what they're speaking about, releasing free advice. So everyone always tries to hook people in with that lead magnet, I suppose, but just be a person that people feel like they can go to just for free advice and free value. Most of the business I've done and most of the network that I've created has just genuinely come from trying to be a good person and help people out where I can. I'd like to think that most of the clients that I have and most of the people that I've done business with, the thing that they would all say is that I've helped them at some point totally for free, or I've solved the problem for them totally for free. Now, that's not to say you're going to go around just giving everything out all the time willy-nilly for free, but give people that little bit of free advice, that free education, that free knowledge to one, establish yourself as an authority figure, to prove that you know what you're going on about when it comes to your respective field, and 3, to help build that initial rapport when it does come time to doing business with people. So for me, when you have a strong personal brand, there's 3 things that are going to come as an outcome of it. You want to attract more opportunities, so whether it's clients or partnerships or anything like that, generally you're going to get way more opportunities for you and your business. Number 2 is your business becomes more resilient. If you ever pivot or start a new venture, your audience pivots with you. You're not just leaving that audience behind that you work so hard to build. And then finally, as I said, you build that trust and authority. People now don't buy from faceless strangers, they buy from relationships. I heard this really good phrase the other day called trust recession. So now more than ever, there's more products and services being offered to people than ever, and generally, especially I think people from the UK, maybe more so than anyone else, but people in the UK in particular really don't trust people when you're trying to sell to them. Their first thing that comes to mind is I'm either being scammed or the product isn't going to do what it says on the tin. So we live in this trust recession. So that's why it's really important for a personal brand. My marketing agency, I would actually say people know me as opposed more to the brand. And I'm sure there's some negatives that come with that as well, because ultimately I am the face of my agency, and I'm not perfect. I put my hands up and say that, but yeah, I think there is a massive trust recession. It's really important to have a personal brand behind your business. So I've made some notes in front of me here, so apologies if I keep glancing at my laptop, but I'm just trying to make sure I cram everything into this video. I don't want it to be too long. I just wanted to, as I said, take the opportunity to make something while I'm here. But I suppose there's maybe 5 steps I've written down here to actually help craft build your personal brand. So we've already spoken about audience and niche. For me, if you're trying to sell to everyone, you actually sell to no one. You need to try and pick a very specific audience and a very specific niche. For me, that again is like the marketing guy, but you could even niche it down further, like the TikTok ads guy, or you could be like the high ticket salesperson. Clarity wins every time. Step number 2 is you need to craft a unique story. So people need to connect with you, not just things that you're saying, but also things that you're doing. People really need to connect with you as a person. I think I've had this chat a lot with some of my friends, but so often people try to be something that they're not online, and I definitely suffered from doing this, especially in my early years of starting out a business. Just be really genuine and authentic. I'm trying to even now speak to the camera as honestly as possible. Be super genuine and super authentic and translate your story. For me, that's always been being an athlete, getting injured, having nothing to go off and starting my marketing agency. That's always been my story, and has actually always been one that people are very interested to hear, and actually a lot of the time in one way or another, one that people can connect with, even if it's within their own experience or, you know, stuff that they've been through, you know, basically having a hard knock in life and having to pivot and do something else. So make sure you really translate that unique story through your personal brand. The third thing is what I'm trying to do here is to create high value content. So we spoke about that free education, that free knowledge, that free advice. For me, high quality content, what does that look like? You know, you can only post so many videos of your travel or pictures of you in nice outfits on Instagram, which is something that I try and do because people engage with it. But at the end of the day, you need to define what your viewer values as high quality content. Is it that education piece? Is it the piece to camera like this, just trying to offer, you know, as much insight as possible? Or is it other stuff that your audience might connect with? I don't know. For me, it's always been this sort of a mixture of lifestyle, but also educational content. For your audience, it might be something totally different, and that's very much for you to find out. But I think, you know, you need to get high value content that speaks directly to who your audience and who your customer is. So for me, this is people who wanted to join agency architecture, my school community, which is totally free of charge, by the way, at the moment. And just try and funnel people into that so I can further help people. I really am a massive advocate for people running marketing agencies and online spaces and online communities, something I feel very passionate about, and that's why I want to create this sort of content. Fourth thing is to build a community. Now, companies like Represent Clothing, so I'm wearing a hoodie at the moment. It's a brand I've loved, the brand I've worn for years now. What they've actually done really well, apart from having an amazing product, so George and Michael Heaton, who built that business, they have an amazing product. Their clothing is a really great fit. Their clothing is really great quality, and it's a decent price. But put all of that aside, what they've actually created is a community around the brand. It's a community of people who are very happy and very proud to wear the brand, who continuously buy from them. Another company that have done it really well is like Pure Sport with the Pure Sport Run Club. They've got their amazing product, but apart from that, they've actually just got a product that people want to buy into. They want to be part of the club. They want to be part of the community. And that isn't just brilliant for stuff like retention and lifetime value of a customer. What's really good with that is getting people to love your brand as much as you do. Building a brand isn't just about posting, it's about building relationships. Then finally, I've put down here, you need to leverage credibility and proof. So you need to showcase testimonials and social proof and that sort of thing. I've definitely done that on my marketing agency's website. One of the difficulties that I would say with that, if I'm totally honest with you, is it's like this catch-22. How do you get new customers on board without case studies? How do you get case studies without new customers? It's a question that I get asked all the time, especially when I'm mentoring. They say, how do you get case studies? And for me, I don't know if this is the same of what everyone does. I can only tell you what I did, but that was essentially, I did a load of free work, and that might be something that people don't want to hear, because all anybody wants to do as soon as they start their business is earn as much money as possible in the quickest way possible, of course, but sometimes you have to make a bit of sacrifice. For me, that was, I did quite a lot of free work to start with, or should I say discounted work, as much as I could for the lowest possible price to get those initial case studies on board. And what you'll generally find is a guy called Rowan Weichman, he's a mentor, and he's got this saying that I love, and it's new levels, new devils. And basically, you get that first little case study for that small business, and then you get the medium-sized case study for the SME as you start charging more, and then you charge more, and you get the bigger case study for like the household name. So like now my agency has worked with Bear Grylls' brand, Anthony Joshua's brand. We've obviously worked on GCC and Iman's business. We've worked with UK International Search and Rescue, who are part of the United Nations. And I started at the bottom, you know, charging rugby players a couple £100 a month, and now we charge our clients, you know, 5-figure retainers. So that would be my honest advice there, is you just sometimes have to suck it up a little bit, be prepared to do the dirty work to sort of climb the ladder of success, I suppose, for lack of a better phrase. So again, if you're watching this, you might think, well, how can I actually monetize my personal brand once you've got an audience? I suppose there's 4 ways. There's selling services, so coaching, consulting, or agency work. So this is something that I definitely do with my private mentoring, my school community, and then also obviously gaining clients from my personal brand, from my agency. And it's actually worth mentioning, as a marketing agency, we don't spend 1 penny on marketing. It's very counterintuitive, I know, but we get all of our business through network. And I actually think that's really rewarding, both from a point of view that people trust me and trust me what I'm saying and trust the results that we can get for people. But also, obviously, it's really nice to be able to acquire customers and not have to directly spend money on ads or email marketing or these sorts of things. Granted, I do travel a lot, I do network a lot, and there's definitely a cost to that, but that's essentially how we get all of our business. Another way is you can create digital products, so courses, ebooks, memberships. And this might be something like an info product, an online course, that sort of thing. So very easy to do. I would say this is easier once you've established yourself a little bit more, already got a bit of a personal brand, and also have been working in a certain industry that you feel confident you can teach others about. For instance, I've only just after 6 years of running my marketing agency done a community and a course on marketing agencies. I know so many of these online like gurus who they sell something, but they've never actually ran a business. They've never actually ran the business in the product they're selling. So why would you buy from them? You've got the classic affiliate marketing. Maybe the gold rush has passed with this, but again, a bit of a, I suppose, classic one. Is it affiliate marketing and looking into that? It's not an area of marketing that I've done too much of or know too much about, but when I was doing some research, it said that, you know, affiliate marketing is definitely one of the things that you can do when you've got a great personal brand, which to be fair makes sense. I suppose ambassadorship, that sort of thing. And then finally, when you get big enough, you go down the influencer route, get brand deals, sponsorships, get paid to post. Obviously you need a decent size for that, but one of the things I would say on that is with some of the brands that we're working with and some of the installations that we're working on, brands now are much preferring to work with a larger amount of micro influencers than just blowing all their budget out on one big influencer. So I'd say if you've got between 80 to 150k followers as a micro influencer, there's definitely loads of work to be had at the moment. I suppose that sort of sums up a little bit of the foundational talk, personal branding. As I said, I just always want to release content and advice and value as much as I can. Maybe it's sometimes me just speaking to a camera like this and just getting, I suppose, my thoughts down on paper. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and this backdrop. It was too nice to waste. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We've got a vlog coming soon in the Alps, in the French Alps, with 10 other entrepreneurs, which I hosted for GCC. So make sure you watch that. I think this is going to come out the next video after this one. So catch you on the next one, guys.